Today I'm bringing you all a Ghost Beginner's Guide. So let's get into his abilities and passive. So knocking an enemy resets his shift ability, which is his combat slide. Just a nice hop. His auto attacks is a assault rifle. He has 30 rounds. The top magazine has more damage that decays over the first 10 rounds to 50% for the remaining 20 rounds in the magazine. And if you hit a dazed person with your spike grenade, they take increased damage, which the damage is actually considerably high compared to the regular auto attacks. So let's say you hit a spike grenade against a wall, you're hitting 82s versus 46s. In the top part of the magazine, I think you hit even more. Let me test this out real quick. Yeah, so you start off like hitting 90s on the top of the magazine. So hitting dazed players is where most of your damage is coming from besides your Q. But let's get into the spike grenade first. So you throw a sticky grenade that explodes after a short delay, dealing damage, and then enemies who are hit are dazed. When the spike grenade hits a terrain, it explodes in a cone, knocking people back and dazing them for 2 seconds. And enemies launched into the terrain are stunned as well. And then blasting an enemy from the wall reduces the spike grenade cooldown as well. So the main thing you want to focus on is hitting spike grenades on walls and using the terrain to stun and daze enemies to get the increased damage and the passive CDR bonus. The shift, like I said, is just a hop. You can hold it to slide further. You can press to do just a slide. And if you use on the ground and release early, the cooldown is reduced. So you see how it's only 2 seconds, and then I do it that way, it's 6 seconds. So keep that in mind. And obviously, like I said, from your passive, your shift is reset when you get kills as well. Your Q is going to be the main bread and butter for most builds that people run. They run the amplifier with the mind blade. So that is the tech blade and the mana blade that's upgraded. And you just Q spam with amplifier and mana and the mind blade. You can have infinite Q spam. So basically the amplifier reduces your CDR. The more you spam your Q and you hit it, the lower the cooldown will go. So you see on the right it says amplifier, your last ability refreshes faster. So it stacks up to 10 and you can just Q spam and Narnia. So you can just have infinite poke pretty much as long as you're hitting people and not using other abilities to keep the amplifier stacks. So that's a pretty good build that people might run in squads and potentially even duos just to have max poking pressure. And then lastly, your ultimate, you just summon a mini nuke that leaves a lingering fire on the ground that does damage. So this is what it looks like. So the initial damage does a decent bit, and then the lingering fire does a little bit less, but it ticks over time. Pretty good ult. If you can get a stun from a teammate and then just put it on top of them, you can do a lot of damage to a team. Let's say like a Felix ult pulls everybody in, then you just put it on top, or just any CC in combination with that ultimate can be very, very strong. So now that we've went over the abilities and how he works and his most recommended build, I can show you an off build that I would use. If you want to be more of a brawler and in people's faces, you can opt for last stand. But I honestly feel like the amplifier build is just better, just so you don't ever have to get into range of that you needing the last stand. Because I feel like this character doesn't do very well with Omnivamp personally. So there's that. And the last but not least, let's go over some of the items that I recommend for this character. So you can go for obviously the basic stuff like ability haste, movement speed. You don't really need omnivamp or mana cloud. Not going to really have mana problems. You can use rally to move faster. If you're going for the omnivamp route, you can go for bloodstone. If you want to be greedy and not go for a mind blade, which you probably should still, you can go for the delicate mana battery and then not use the mind blade and switch it out for something different if you feel like. Also, I think that stealth isn't really necessary on him. Grappling hook you can use for more mobility if you want. Power wings can be decent. The delicate invisibility would be pretty good. That's the red item. Abyssal specialist can be very useful since he only has one dash charge and no air dash. So dashing over the abyss would be very useful to have. Propeller jets or the glider jets can be useful as well, just to have more mobility. X-ray vision as well, in tandem with the invis, can be very strong as well. So yeah, that's about it. Also blink could be good for him as well, just to have more mobility, just because he only has one dash, like I said. So you know the abilities, you know the build, and you know the items. So that's about it. There's not very much combos, I would say, with him. Main combo I would say would just to be make sure you hit the spike grenade against the wall, shoot your target, and you'll get increased damage. That's about it. Hope you guys found this guide useful. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.